What's up, football fans? Kevin Smith back with you for the final call sheet one play breakdown of the 2024 postseason as we look at one play. It's actually going to be two plays. I'm cheating on this one. Two plays from the Kansas City Chiefs game-winning drive in overtime as they win Super Bowl 58, 25-22 over the San Francisco 49ers. And they do it in large part by leaning in to a tried and true staple of offensive football that goes back decades. And that principle is the triple option, the tricky Andy Reid leaning into the triple option to help Kansas City salt away their third Super Bowl victory in the last 5 years. Let's take a look. All right, so as we look at the video, let's set the stage. San Francisco gets the ball first in overtime. They go down the field. They kick a field goal to take a 22-19 lead. As per the new overtime rules, Kansas City will now get a possession. And the Chiefs, on their first set of downs, have the ball 4th and 1 from just inside their own 35-yard line. They've got to make a yard here or the football game is over. And to do so, they're going to lean on a concept that they've run time and time again with great success, the triple option. And I'll run the play through and then we'll break it down for you. You're going to see Travis Kelce in the bunch set to the top of your screen, come in motion, and then he'll work back in the direction that he came. Patrick Mahomes will fake a handoff to Isaiah Pacheco, and he'll boot out to his right and inevitably tuck the football and run for a first down. All right, if we run this thing back, all right, let's take a look at what Kansas City's doing here. Why is this called a triple option? Well, we'll start here with Kelce's motion. As he motions across, and at the snap of the football, he's going to come all the way back out into this flat right here. Meanwhile, all of the linemen up front are going to be zone blocking. This is actually an outside zone, like a wide zone reach block to their left. Pacheco, the running back, is going to work to his left. And Mahomes' first option, again, triple option. Mahomes is going to have three options on the play. His first option is going to be to give the ball on the wide zone run to Pacheco. In order to decide what he wants to do, he's going to read the circled figure there at the top of the defensive line. That's defensive end Nick Bosa. And if Bosa sits, he can give the ball to Pacheco. But as you're going to see, Bosa is going to come crashing down here and chase Pacheco, which is going to prompt Mahomes to pull the football. When Mahomes pulls the ball, he's going to now boot out this way, where he'll have the second of his options. He's got Kelce in the flat, working out here, and then he's got both of his receivers in this bunch set running little hitch routes. Okay, so those guys can hitch up. He can throw the ball. That's his second option. Option number one, hand it to Pacheco on the run. Option number two, throw it to any one of his receivers who, again, man, you got a sort of a little hitch flat concept going on out there. Or option number three, if he doesn't like any of it and he's got green grass in front of him, he can tuck it and go. And as you're going to see, that's exactly what Mahomes is going to do. So we'll run it through again. Here comes Kelce, right? No adjustment by the Niners, means it's zone coverage. Bosa crashes down. Mahomes pulls the ball and out the door he goes. Again, watch it here, right? No adjustment, zone coverage. Pulls the ball right here, okay? Why does he pull the ball? Because look where Nick Bosa has wound up, right? You see Bosa here. He's all the way down inside chasing Isaiah Pacheco. And so Mahomes will pull the ball now and get outside. When he does so, he's got a couple of options. All right, if you look right here, I'll let it go a little bit further. Right here, if he wants, I mean, he can throw the ball to his wide receiver, Rashee Rice. Rice is wide open. This is going to be an easy first down. But why throw it when you've got that alley and you can just run right up the alley? A lot safer to not have to worry about the throw and the catch. And so Mahomes will just take off and then slide down. One more time from the jump. Triple option concept that gives Mahomes lots of alternatives on this play if the original plan doesn't work out. A much more creative play than simply handing the football to the running back and hoping he makes that crucial yard. Here it is from the end zone view. You get a great view of what Mahomes sees on this play, right? Here's Bosa, his read key. And when he gets the snap, Mahomes' eyes are going to go right to Bosa. And watch how aggressive Bosa is in chasing Pacheco really kind of makes Mahomes' decision fairly easy. And then once Mahomes gets outside, he's got a lot of green grass to work with, right? There goes Bosa. Mahomes is now outside, and clearly you see why he chooses to pull the ball and go. I mean, really well-designed play, too, because it's not simply the fact that Mahomes is getting on the edge in the run game. It's all the action with the wide receivers, right? You see Kelsey's route, right? Kelsey runs that sort of yo-yo route where he motions down and then he comes back. By Kelsey going out to the flat, he's drawing the nickel defender who was lined up in the alley out with him. He's got to chase Kelsey. And then Fred Warner, the linebacker right here, he's got to jump on this hitch route so Warner can't play the run. And obviously the fact that, I mean, and here's Rice, I should add that, right? Here's Rice as well. So he's your last receiving option. But obviously what the routes do to the linebacker and the alley player is they just open up this massive path for Mahomes to escape into, slides down, first down, drive alive. All right, now let's fast forward ahead to the end of this drive. Kansas City now has first and goal at the 3-yard line. A touchdown here wins the Super Bowl for the Chiefs, and they're going to get into a very similar set. The only difference here is rather than be tight on the backside, they've got a wide receiver split out a few yards in a condensed formation. They're going to run a similar motion. They're going to use a different player to do it, right? It's going to be Mecole Hardman, the wide receiver. Rather than Kelsey, he's going to come down inside. And think back to what just happened on the previous play. Mahomes had a read key. It was Nick Bosa, who was super aggressive in pursuing, bending the edge to pursue the running back Pacheco on the play fake. And Kansas City's going to take advantage of that again. And they're going to run a similar concept. This is not a triple option. This is a designed throw. But it relies on similar principles from what we saw earlier. Most notably, the fact that Bosa's aggressiveness is going to put him out of position. It's going to allow Mahomes to fake here as Pacheco goes, and Mahomes will then boot out. Meanwhile, Hardman's going to run return motion and right out into the flat, and then Kansas City's other receivers are just going to run these sort of, they're really picks, but they're not because they're acting as though they're running out onto a route. What are the Chiefs really doing? They're banking on Bosa not being able to contain the edge, and then they're banking on the return motion, confusing San Francisco's secondary guys. That these guys up in here are not going to adjust properly to that return motion, that they're going to get confused on their responsibilities, and that Hardman's going to sneak out into the flat untouched. And man, that's exactly what happens. Here comes the motion. He returns back. Bosa bites inside. Piece of cake now for the Chiefs. Here we go. Back again, right? Again, watch Bosa. Bosa hard down inside. Mahomes escapes out easily. And then again, as we go back, man, San Francisco's got all sorts of problems handling the exchange here of the receivers, right? Look at Hardman right here. I mean, you can see already that they're jammed up. Hardman now is already running to the flat. Then there's nobody to pick him up. The corner who's got outside leverage here, he gets caught up on Kelsey. The safety and the backer, right? They both get caught pursuing Mahomes. This is Bosa all the way down in here. I mean, the Super Bowl's over right now. It's over. And the play hasn't even finished yet, unless Mahomes throws the ball away terribly or Hardman drops it, but we know that's not going to happen with the Chiefs. And so here you go. Boom. Dumps it off. Touchdown. Game winner. Again, end zone view here. This is going to look almost exactly like the last play in terms of what happens with San Francisco. Bosa down inside, right? Mahomes fake, escaping outside. Watch the confusion that you see from San Francisco's secondary players. There's going to be a lot of turning and throwing the hands up and looking back at each other with these guys because they don't adjust properly to the motion. Mahomes out in the flat, right? Look at 33. Immediately kind of turns back to look back inside at Charvarius Ward and sort of suggest, what just happened there. You can kind of see Fred Warner down here with his hands up. He's kind of throwing his hands up there. Understood. You just lost the Super Bowl. I get it. But obviously, right, there's a problem in communication here with San Francisco. Tough way to lose the Super Bowl if you're the Niners, but another brilliant play call in a crucial moment from Andy Reid. The thing that makes this play so amazing to me is how unprepared San Francisco was to defend it. Because when you think back a year to Super Bowl 57, here it is. Chiefs against the Eagles, Super Bowl 57. Twice, Kansas City ran the same exact concept for touchdowns against the Eagles with the ball inside the 5-yard line, once to the left and once to the right. I mean, here it is. Here's one of them, right? Watch Sky Moore, right? Inside, whip back out. Mahomes in the flat. On this one, Mahomes doesn't really attack the edge because Philly does a better job of setting the edge. And so Mahomes just sort of backpedals and flips it out there, right? But they take advantage of what Philly does. Philly tries to bump it. If you look at like Philly's defenders here, I mean, they're going to try to bump this motion. He's going to run. He's going to bump down as Moore goes across. And then when Moore whips back out, this defender who's assigned to him obviously can't get back outside to pick him up. So Kansas City sees how Philly reacts to it. They understand what Philadelphia's adjustment's going to be to the motion. They exploit it. But it's just amazing to me that then they were able to run the exact same concept in the exact same situation to beat San Francisco and win the Super Bowl. So again, that's 3 and 5 years now for the Chiefs, who have kind of staked their claim to a dynasty. And we'll see if anybody can knock them off. Patrick Mahomes still young, 28 years old, and the Chiefs are a young football team. And Andy Reid's coming back, so obviously they'll still be the top dogs as we head into next season. All right, that's it for me, man. I really had a great time doing all these breakdowns throughout the playoffs. I'll be here all off season breaking down film of individual players, of college draft prospects, of some of the best plays of the 2024 season. So please check back here on our FFSN YouTube channel for these call sheet breakdowns, and check out my podcast, The Call Sheet, which runs every Thursday on FFSN. All right, that's Kevin Smith, man. Everybody take care. Thank you for joining me.